reflected in linguistically as well. Would you see this as imposition?
With due respects to the people who have made such comments, my generic comment will be from a very beautiful statement of the 13th century, which goes like this: Bhasha Geetit Prashasta Bhagavati Vachanat Rajavachopachara. This is a Sanskrit line which states that language be whatever, it is the content that determines the veracity of that particular statement. In confirmation to that, I feel that every language has its own distinct feature, and to say that one particular language alone could be a national language will be a gross injustice to other classical languages, just not of the south, even of the west. So Marathi and Gujarati are also very, very old languages. So are the languages of the north. So if we have to crawl Braj Bhasha as Hindi, Braj is very different from Hindi. Similarly is Awadhi, which was the language used by Tulsidas and Ramcharitmanas. So yes, Hindi may be a very, very important link language in many, many states of the north of India and even in the west of India. And slowly Hindi is also being used by many, many people who have traveled way south. I wouldn't deny that. But calling Hindi as the national language, saying is, was, and will be a national language may be a very immature statement to make.
Do you think that a large part of this debate is connected with, indirectly to the population, that the North Indian population is higher, the numbers of people speaking Hindi is higher, and therefore the sense that some of the other states get that they are being shortchanged because they are not great in numbers, but they have rich languages. This is an attempt to impose Hindi on them.
Of course, going by the numbers, yes, a lot of people in the north of India, especially populous states like Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Haryana, Delhi, Madhya Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan may all be very comfortable with Hindi, though they have their own ancient languages like Maithili, Awadhi and Braj. Today, Hindi has dominated that particular space. Agreed. And even people who travel down south can also try understanding Hindi, and I can speak Hindi as a person. But at the same time, numbers alone cannot determine the national language status. Because, when we go by classical languages, Tamil is a language which is dated at par or even older than Sanskrit in many, many evidences. So probably people, and one more thing that I would like to speak, just not with respect to the Twitter war, because people who are used to and have been bred in the Tamil culture, the Tamil language, will find it difficult to learn Hindi as well. So, because the grammar and the very skeleton of the languages are very different. To impose one particular language would be wrong. So, rather, people who would want to promote languages can state that why not learn Hindi? Why not learn Tamil? That's a better way and a very positive way to look at things. Saying that you could become a polyglot, you could learn 4-5 languages, all that is fine. But to just come up with such statements saying that this is the national language may not hold water, because this war has just not erupted now in the 22nd or 21st century. It had started way back in the 1920s and 30s. So probably then even BJP was not born. So to blame it on one particular party would be wrong. But I would state that learning languages is important, but never there is one particular national language in our country.